Good morning, it is Monday, the start of week 2, and it started just as the last did, within an easy 60 minutes. Today it's set to be one of the warmest days of the year. It is already 20 degrees at 7:30 in the morning, which may not sound like a lot to you Americans. I don't have that far reach yet, but it is very, very warm. Feeling pretty good after the first week of training. Left ankle / Achilles is a bit tight, but that's a pretty common injury that I tend to get, so not really too worried about that. I'm not actually in Leeds, and I haven't been for the last 2 days, which has meant I've had to find a different park to do a heinous amount of laps of. Yesterday on my long run, I probably did about 10 laps of this same 2k loop, and then today I'll end up doing about 5, I think. I'm seeing the same people who saw me yesterday today. They probably think I'm stuck in some sort of time loop or something. Also, because I'm not in Leeds, the expected good mornings has gone up. If I'm in Leeds, big city, about 50-50. Here, you're more 80% chance someone will say good morning back to you.
Are you sure about that?
Morning. Well, bang goes that theory. First 2 people I said good morning to after that clip ignored me. Must be the 20%. Checking on the predicted race times. Marathon's dropped below 3:01. Don't think the other ones have changed too much really, but good week's work. Good morning. It's Tuesday. I'm quite tired. I've got an interval session. We've just got to get it done. The session we're doing today is basically the same as last week. 10 by 3, but if I feel good, I might add an extra 2. So it could be 12 by 3, but we'll see. So that's, Jesus. That's 4 done. First one a bit slow, always is for some reason. Middle 2, picked it up. Last one also a bit slower. It's absolutely disgusting out here, like so hot. I'm sweating so much. So that's reps 5 to 8 done. Slowed off a little bit, but it's fucking difficult out here. It's absolutely horrible. Mouth's very dry. I'm probably only going to do another 2 reps. Reps 9 and 10 done. They were the worst of the lot by far. Absolutely cooked. That was really, really difficult. I just looked and the humidity is 83%. 83. That's mental. Just to try and put that into context a bit, I was in Miami last year, which is obviously well known for its tropical conditions, you know, because it's basically in the Caribbean. And September is their most humid month. That's when I was there, and humidity there was about 88%. Only 5% off Miami. Oh. Buenos dias from a very grey Wednesday morning in Leeds. It's not very nice this morning, but I've got to say, it's definitely cooler. Nice respite from the heat. This morning I am doing 65 minutes easy, then going to the gym. Standard routine on a Wednesday. Now, you may have noticed, or you may have not, that I measure all my runs in time. So whenever I'm going out, I say 65 minutes easy, for instance, is what I'm doing today. And there's a reason for that. When you measure in distance, you know that it's going to be over when you hit a set distance. So if you're going to say, I'm going to do an easy 8k, you might be a bit bored and you might think, oh, I might speed up a little bit, make this over quicker, right? Whereas when you've got a set time, it doesn't matter what pace rather you run it in, because you're going to be out for the same amount of time regardless. So psychologically, you're just more likely to stick to the pace that you're meant to be running. That's a simple reason. That's the morning done. I did go to the gym, just couldn't film in there really because it was actually rammed for some reason on a Wednesday, and I am still too socially awkward to film in public, so there we go. But that's Wednesday morning done and dusted. 65 minutes of easy running in the, well, actually a bit more because I ran home, so probably closer to like 70. Tomorrow is another rest day. Thursday is rest day, which is great, although I am going to do a core workout tomorrow because I didn't do any core last week. Core was the one thing that I neglected in my last training blocks, and I said to myself, wouldn't neglect it again. Week 1, didn't do it. Brilliant. So going to make sure that I do it starting from tomorrow. So not a full rest day, but I mean, a core workout's only about half an hour, so it's not really that deep. But yeah. Good morning, it is Friday and I already have a headache thinking about how busy this morning is going to be. I'm currently doing the warm-up for my threshold session, which is the same as last week, basically 10 by 3. Then I've got to go to the gym and then get all the way back home, then get back into town for a haircut, to then get back home, eat breakfast and be ready to start work at 10. It's currently about 6:30 or 6:20 I think actually. So I've got 3 hours and 40 minutes to do all that. We'll see how I get on. So first 10-minute block done. Felt pretty good actually, fairly comfortable. Average maybe 3:59, 4 minutes a kilometre. So yeah, may step it up a little bit in the next one, but we'll see how we feel. So that's the second rep done. Got no idea what the time was. Somewhere in the region of 3:57, 3:58, but definitely faster, which is good. So that's the last block done. We did, I think, a little bit slower maybe than the other two, but still pretty decent. Found a bit of second wind towards the end as well, which was quite nice. So yeah, pretty good overall. Didn't feel as hard as last week. Don't know whether that's because I'm fitter or it's cooler or whatever, but happy. Also, does anyone else have those people who you just see all the time when you're out running? Like, I see this guy probably once a week on average for like 2 years, and since I've been running in Leeds, probably more actually, probably like 3. I have no idea who he is, don't know his name, know what he looks like though, and every time we see each other we just go past and do a little "you're right," like "you're right mate," and only 2 words we've exchanged. So, plan well executed. I've got about 20 minutes or so to get to the barber's and it's about a 20-minute walk away, so happy days. Only problem is I'm not eating anything. I am starving. Emergency banana. Not sure it's going to tide me over, but it's what it is. So that is me back home. What an eventful morning. I've got a few minutes to spare until I start work. Do still need to eat breakfast at some point. I haven't eaten yet. That protein shake I had though, they were giving them out for free outside the train station and it was very, very nice. I would highly recommend it. This is obviously not an advert because I'm nowhere near popular enough, but it was genuinely quite tasty. Muller and my protein combo, I think. But yeah, eventful morning. Managed to go to the gym, do a threshold session, come back home, have a shower, go back out, get a haircut. There's the haircut for you. I won't have any sarcastic comments about when are you going back to get it finished because it's not funny and it hurts my feelings. I even managed to find time for an unpleasant interaction. I was walking to the barber's wearing my Celtic top, the one that I'm wearing now, and this guy was running past, saw my top, pointed at my top, got in my face and shouted, "Jimmy Savile, he's one of your own," at me. Now, Jimmy Savile's from Leeds. I had no idea. I didn't even have enough time to process or react to what he'd said because by the time I realised he'd run past, but otherwise I'd have done him. No, it was very, very weird though, but I guess that's part and parcel of living in a city centre. You get some absolute freaks knocking about. Good morning, it's Saturday and I'm getting in a nice, easy 45-minute jaunt around the same park that I was doing loops of last weekend. I've got a very, very good day on the cars today. Nice easy run, which is always good. It doesn't take up much time. It's not difficult, it's just get out there, get it done. But then I'm going to see Fontaines in London, Finsbury Park. Absolutely buzzing. But the legs are feeling pretty good after yesterday's threshold and gym morning. So yeah, pretty happy. They're also setting up a park run in this park right now, and I've been speaking about on my TikTok and Instagram the fact that I want to win a park run this year, so the temptation's off the charts. But I looked at the winning times from the previous week, and there's some guy who just smashes it in 16 minutes, so there's not really much point. Away they go. There's parkrun over there. Some pretty fast guys at the front. Good afternoon. It is Sunday afternoon, and I'm about 18.5 minutes into an hour and 55-minute long run. It's much later in the day than I'd usually be running. I'm normally a morning runner, but I was at Fontaine's DC last night. That meant I didn't get back in till about 1:30, and then had to get the train back up to Leeds this morning, or this afternoon rather, and only managed to get out about 3 p.m. So I'm not a massive fan of afternoon running for a few reasons, but yeah, got to get it done. I'm feeling pretty tired today after spending all of yesterday, or most of yesterday, on my feet at a gig. It could have been easy, or would have been easy for me to just not do today, sack it off, but never skip a long run, ever. Today we've got 30 minutes easy, 35 minutes steady, 35 minutes at marathon pace, and then 15 minutes of easy as a cool down. So an hour and 55 minutes in total. I've arrived at base for the next hour. I'm in the steady 35-minute block now. I'm about 20 minutes into it, and I'm about to do the rest of my run around Woodhouse Moor. An ungodly amount of laps, but it's quite a nice loop. A bit undulating as well, which is nice for trying to hold pace when it's a bit faster. Sorry, a bit hillier. Whew, that's the marathon pace block done. Went really well this time, much better than last week. Hit pace, I think I was a bit ahead of pace actually. Feel utterly cooked now though. 15-minute cool down via Tesco. We've gone for a water and an apple juice, a bit rogue, but just really fancied an apple juice. Oh, I tell you what, that apple juice hit the spot. Although I am now running home with 1.5 litres of liquid sloshing around. So that is it for this week. 86 kilometers banked, a little bit more than last week. Not quite the increase that I wanted, but it's probably going to cut short that interval session on Tuesday because of the heat. But we're going to build again next week, and then the week after we have got a half marathon, so we're going to be doing a little mini taper for that, just to see how we feel for the race. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you managed to get this far, really appreciate the support. Drop a like, drop a comment, as long as it's nice, and drop a subscribe if you could be so kind. Thanks very much.